Hi everybody, it's Terry. Let's jump right in and do some Christmas ornaments. I'm going to start off doing a gnome. First I need to make some circles. I debated on buying the DIY wood ornaments. They're like 10 bucks, close to 10 bucks for, I don't know, 50 pieces or something, but I need something that fills my time. So, since I'm disabled, I feel kind of worthless at times. Like, I don't really have a purpose. I really want to go back to work, but I just can't swing that with my body being the way it is. So, I decided to go ahead and make these, absolutely do it yourself. So, you see me I used the mason jar lid to make circles, and out of just a plain piece of cardboard. I try to get the ones where you can't see the lines going through it. And good examples of those are cereal boxes, Twinkies, and Hostess. Oh my goodness, my husband goes through so many Hostess snack cakes. I always have those boxes laying around. But anyways, it was an insert in something that I bought from Amazon, I'm sure. But you see, I used I believe the jumbo or the next to jumbo popsicle sticks, but I didn't center my circles correctly, so the last one kind of got ripped off out of the wood pieces. So here I'm showing you how much I have at the top versus the bottom. But anyway, accidents happen. That's the way it is. We are all human, as far as I know. I do believe in aliens, but I haven't seen one or heard one. I don't know anybody that's seen one. Anyways, cutting these out is probably the most difficult part of everything that I've done in this video. Um, those scissors have gotten me through many a craft project. They are, they're just scissors. There's nothing special about them. I can't find them at the moment. Oh, here they are. They just say made or stainless china is all it says on it. I have no idea where I got them, but they've gotten me through wood, then they go straight to paper. um, so the day that they stop working, I'll buy a new pair, but they are just awesome scissors. um, anyway, cutting that wood out, like I said, is probably the hardest thing that I've done through the whole video. So that's chalk paint. It's just linen white Rust-Oleum. I got it on Amazon, and it's the first chalk paint that I've ever used, that I ever bought, and I absolutely love chalk paint now. I can't get enough of it. Um, I can never find anything that paints on glass and stays there until I bought that chalkboard paint from the Dollar Tree, and I did some candlesticks with that, and that was just fantastic. Okay, so anyway, the mop head, I'm making the gnome, so he's got to have his long curly beard. And at first I'm trying to take that thing apart. I didn't know if something unscrewed from it, but then I realized that you just pull them out. So, I just pulled out a few strands, and they're super long. So I'm going to cut each one in half, and then I'm going to fold them in half when I stick them to I separate the strings, fold them in half again to stick them to the wood round. So, like I said, they do have round ornaments that you can buy. You don't have to go through the cutting of, lining up the craft sticks. But anyways, I just glue these on, 3 or 4 at a time, folding them, going to the next step. Oh, actually 3 or 4 at a time. It's one strand. I mean, 3 strands out of the same. Geesh, sometimes. Even I'm looking at it and I still say it wrong. I'm not taking, it's 6 strands because they're folded in half. Oh well. Anyway, I've got a whole hour to talk, so hopefully it goes better than this first little bit. But anyway, I didn't speed the video up too much because I hate it when you're watching a video, even if the person's telling you what they're doing, it's better to see it. So when I watch some people's videos and they speed it up, like 4 times, it gets, well, I can't see what's going on. What'd you just do? And I have to stop it and put the video back a little bit and then play it again. Sometimes I have to do that several times so I get the gist of what they're actually doing. So I didn't want to go, super fast. So I didn't want this to be a super long video either. But there's got to be a happy medium in there somewhere. So I just tried to keep it to where it's not just so long and boring, but also you can see what I'm doing. I've been video editing. I'm getting a little bit better at it. It's kind of fun because it's difficult sometimes, but it's also fun because I get to go back and see my mistakes and then laugh at myself. But a lot of times you do the videos and they get pushed back into your where you're storing them, and until you get the other videos that you want to post with that video, so you want to make a long video out of them, so you have to go back and pull these videos out, and sometimes you have to watch them to remember what you were actually doing. Like this one, I did this one, I believe I did it in this is September, so I'm sure I did it in August or the end of July when we did the Christmas in July, but I just wasn't ready to do it yet. So a lot of this crafting depends on my moods, and unfortunately I have unstable moods at times, so I can't always come down here. I don't always want to come down here. Sometimes I force myself and it shows because my creativity level drops, but this is very therapeutic for me, even editing the videos. And then when I get on YouTube and I see, I got 13 views on that one, well, it's better than the others because the other ones only got like 5 views or 4 views. How many likes did I get on that? Well, I had 13 views and only got 3 likes, but it's still exciting to see your, maybe it's going to take off, maybe it won't. But, even if they don't, this was therapeutic for me. So it helps me, whether people actually like it or even see it, Yes, I wish they'd take off. I wish I'd get, 10,000 subscribers. But, I'd be happy with 100 at this point. I'd be over the moon if I had that many subscribers, but I don't. I'm still in the newbie stage, I guess. But a lot of times, and I watch a lot of crafters. The problem, I've seen some that only have a few subscribers, and I always click subscribe and I always click like. What's it gonna hurt? You don't have to be notified every time someone posts. And if I did that, I would have, oh my goodness, the notifications would be crazy. So I just don't turn that part on. But when I'm looking for something specific, I type it in, then I can see. But the problem is with YouTube, if people aren't clicking like and aren't subscribing to you, you're not in the search bar. So you can type in exactly what it is I'm making and it still doesn't come up. So anyways, I guess I should be talking about what I'm doing on screen. That is a Dollar Tree scarf that I bought probably 2 years ago, and they had a whole slew of them when I bought that. And so anyways, I was just piecing it, gluing it here to hold it while I stretch the other side around, to make it come out to look like a pointy hat. And now see these beads I got from first I wanted to say YouTube, and then I wanted to say Walmart, from Amazon. So I'm taking one of the, not the not the extra small ones, but one of the medium-sized ones to use as his nose. I didn't paint it. I thought it was cute just as a wood bead. So he's got a wooden nose. But anyway, with those scarves, they had a whole bunch of them. And I grabbed one not even knowing what I was going to do with them. I just thought it was cute. And I've used the heck out of that. It's been a scarf. It's been a scarf for snowmen. It's been a scarf for Santa Claus. Now it's a gnome's hat. It's been a hat for a couple of snowmans also. But then I'm going to take I kind of pressed. So I put his nose on and I glued right on the end of his nose. And then I glued it to the sides, kind of pushing the fabric around at the sides. So that looks like his nose is actually protruding from there. Protruding. I'm trying to talk, but I do have cotton mouth. So I take the little, what do you call that little fuzzy ball? I take one of those and glue it to the top, which I thought seriously about putting a white strip around the base of the hat by the nose, but ultimately I decided against it. I'm sorry, I have to drink. I have dry mouth. Something terrible. But anyways, the hanger. I just took some cord that I bought at the Dollar General and I tied it up into a knot and then glued the loop side to the hat. And now I'm just giving him a trimming his beard up a little bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect. He's really cute the way he is. Just had a few stragglers there. And there he is. Your gnome ornament. Simple. Very simple to do. And I do like to do things that are easy, for something that if you're like me and you don't have a lot of things going on, these are just simple. Just sit down in a day and make 3 or 4, 6 ornaments. So this is my craft stick snowman. You see that piece fly up there. Anyways, there's no measurement here. I just took the medium-sized craft sticks, which I'm not sure where I got those from, but they're very thin and they're not sturdy at all. They're you can just tell they're cheap. I don't care much for them, but I'm just making an ornament for my tree, so just kind of a just for the DIY. But anyway, so there's no measurement there. I just cut the round part off, and then I use that as a measurement for the rest of the sticks so that they're all the same size. But I didn't measure it out. So this ornament I've seen on Pinterest as a palette ornament, or not an ornament, for a door sign or a porch sign. Of course a lot larger, and they make it reversible. So one side is a snowman, the other side is a scarecrow. But what I did was I made a snowman, and I've also made a scarecrow. So I did them both separately. And the scarecrow turned out really cute too. But I have seen this a lot, but it's very easy to make. It was something that, like I said, it helped me pass the time. I shouldn't have put the glue so close to the bottom of the stick though, because then when I glue it to the other one, it shows. It squirts out of there. And even the part that didn't squirt out shows, you can see it. You can just see it there. So I should have put it in a little bit, but I was worried about placement on it. But anyway, it turned out fine. So you're going to see a boo-boo here in a couple minutes. When I was previewing this, I didn't realize that I put the blooper in, but I just went ahead and left it there. When I go to put a support stick on there, because after I put this on, you'll see the bottom part is very well. this one sticks up, this one sticks down. You know, it's unstable, it's uneven. Uneven, there you go, that's the word. So anyways, I cut a small popsicle stick. I cut the ends off, make it big enough to, oh yeah, here we go. I was going to paint first. But I'm to make it big enough to, or small enough to fit at the bottom, just to be a support piece. And I glued it to the front instead of the back. Okay, so my paint and my Mod Podge does that also. I don't know if anybody else has that problem, but my paint is not old. That is not old at all. I purchased that maybe a month ago, and I've got lots and lots of bottles of paint that are much older than that, that doesn't string out like that did. And my Mod Podge does the exact same thing. So I don't know if it's because I'm in a basement and it's the humidity down here, or, you know, I don't know why it does that. So, I did when I made this video. I don't know, maybe they already flashed and I didn't pay attention, but I had put those words on there about, oh no, I do it when I do the Mod Podge. But yeah, so I don't know why it strings out like that. I lose a lot of paint that way, sometimes. And it seems to be black, mostly. Does anybody else have that problem? Or is it just me? But I am down in the basement. I do keep a dehumidifier running, but, you know, it's still humid down here. It's about 10 degrees cooler down here than it is upstairs, which makes it nice. Even in the wintertime, it's so insulated that I have a little space heater here, and when I can turn that on just for a few minutes and turn it back off and don't have to use it the rest of the day because it stays, I like it cool anyway. But there you see at the bottom how the sticks are uneven. But yeah, I probably could have sped this up more, but I just, you know, I'm not good at cutting and whatnot on my videos. So there, I'm showing you the sticks sticking up. So there's where I made my mistake. I should have went ahead and turned it upside down, but I didn't. But I did not. Sounds like my dogs are upstairs getting into something, but I don't care. I'll clean it up when I get up there. Actually, I have one dog down here snooping around. They usually lay here, and the mailboxer. Yeah, here's where I put this on the front. The mailboxer's got bad snoring problems. It's just terrible. I feel so bad for him. But he was so loud. Earlier, I couldn't do the voiceover because he was just so loud in the background. I couldn't hear myself think, and here's where I realized it. I was so frustrated. I tried to pull it off, but there was no way. There was no way on that cheap wood. There was no way to get it off there. So I just made another one. And I was going to just cut out the other video, but it had more than just that on it. So I just decided to go ahead and keep it and show you that I made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. I just made another one. It's just so easy to make. For me, when I first seen them, I thought, wow, that's so easy to do, but, you know, it's something that I'm just standing here not thinking about, you know. Here, I'm showing you like I had cut the other piece out. Anyway, there's my chalk paint. I'm just writing chalk on it so that I don't have to keep saying that's chalk paint. But I said it anyway. Excuse me. So, this is pretty boring, but I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to speed it up too fast and then, you know, have it just be a whiz on by. But, I mean, and I don't mean it should be boring if you know, don't know what you're doing. But me watching it, oh, here, I get a hold of the black. Black all over the bottom. Have to change paintbrushes. Again, I'm only human. But, sometimes it's frustrating. Sometimes I get down here and I get so frustrated because I make mistake after mistake. But the thing is that I have to be in the right mood in order to succeed. And I'm not always in that mood. Sometimes I'm just in a hurry up and finish this mood. And that kind of defeats the purpose. Does that make sense? I mean, I come down here to take my mind off stuff, and I like to play music. But there's so much music. Now that reminds me of my boys, especially my youngest boy. He and I'm not that the one who passed away when he was 20. We had the same musical tastes. So, but that was back. He passed away in 2011. Um, so music from that time frame kills me. But any time from the day these kids were born until, Christian just passed away in 2019, up until there, so I have all that time there, and everything after 2011 to 2019 really reminds me of Pumbaa. And we had the exact same taste in music. And, he even liked the 90s stuff that he remembered hearing when he was, growing up, when very young, very, very young. And he loved that music as well as all the new stuff. So now the music that I love, some days I can just sing along to it, but there's not one moment that goes by that it doesn't remind me of those kids. And it's just really hard. So I come down here and some days I play cartoons and just listen to it while I'm videoing, or a lot of things I make I don't video. I just make them. But there's, I try so hard to get past that, whatever you call it. Is it a stigma? Is that what you call it? I got a stigma with the music, but I love music, and now I feel trapped. Like, what can I do? I love listening to music. So sometimes I'll go to 70s music, 60s and 70s, the music that I grew up with. Okay, so anyways, you saw I used my Cricut to do the eyes and the carrot nose. I was shaky that day, so I couldn't freehand, and I thought, you know what, I have a Cricut. I'm just going to use it. Okay, Dollar Tree vinyl. This stuff is so thin that I'll show you how it peeled up. See how it just peeled just from being cut. And I didn't learn my lesson, and I tried to use it on something someone ordered from me, a welcome sign that they had ordered, and I didn't have any white vinyl other than the Dollar Tree stuff, so I used it and had a heck of a time getting it onto the sign. Then I Mod Podged, but I didn't put a lot of Mod Podge on it because of that issue I have with it being stringy. And I used a brand new bottle, and it still was stringy, so I just hurried up and just brushed over it real fast. And when it was all dried, everything had dried for like a day. Took it outside to spray it with the clear coat, for protection, to protect it, because it's going to be on someone's porch. And it shriveled those letters up. Oh my goodness. It just ruined the whole sign. So I had to remake the whole sign. I had to apologize to her, and I had to wait for my white vinyl to come in. She's, bless her heart, she was, oh, it's okay, it's fine. I told her, I said, I'll send you your money right back. And, she's like, no, take your time, So I had to wait for the vinyl to come in from Amazon, which, takes a day. And then remake the sign. Actually, I think it took 2 days to get it, but Anyway, so the Dollar Tree vinyl, in my opinion, is not good. And for $1, I don't even think I got my money's worth because it cost me more than $1. It ruined that whole sign. So I'm going to try to fix it, but I don't know if I can. So it cost me materials by using that vinyl. So I'm at a minus on it. It was not worth my dollar, you know. So it made it $1 plus whatever I lost. But it worked good on Mr. Snowman, and Mr. Snowman's not getting clear coated. So, but yeah, it just bubbled it up. It became a wavy. I think it said welcome, and oh my goodness, it was terrible. I about cried on that one because I worked so hard on that sign. Oops, gotta wait for it to dry. There we go. So anyways, I debated on drawing the face on, but I have to be in the creative mood, artistic mood, and I have trouble sometimes. I just can't do it. So I think it turned out cute. Little cricket face. Okay, now we're on to our little reindeer ornament. Now this, I watched another YouTuber designed to the nines, and they had this free printable. So I printed out a couple of them actually, and I was going to make ornaments out of them when I just thought this still it doesn't take a lot of creativity. This is the wood round that I cut out with the gnome one that I did in the beginning, but I didn't really like the Let It Snow and I thought it was too small, so I went with the reindeer, and I think he turned out really good. I put the on the wood side. When I used the gnome one, I think I put it on the cardboard side, but this time I'm going to put it on the wood side so it has the shiplap look. Well, it's not really a look, it is shiplap, and from the craft sticks that I used. So I put it on there. Geesh, Terry, spit it out. I couldn't spit to save my life right now. But, and that's from gabapentin. It's from my gabapentin. It really takes a toll on my, because it just gives me cotton mouth. It takes a toll on my eyes. My eyes are dried out. My sinuses are dried out. And my mouth is dried out. But anyways, the lines are going horizontally on this. So I shouldn't have squirted the water on the deer on the paper first. I should have waited until the Mod Podge was on the ornament. See, I had all kinds of stuff in my Mod Podge, and it doesn't matter if it's old or new. There's something about it. It's got to be from being down here. I mean, I can use it brand new, brand spanking new right from the store, and it's fine. But after it sits down here for a day or a week or whatever. But anyways, you squirt water on the paper after you put the Mod Podge on whatever you're going to adhere it to, and then you squirt a little bit of water onto the paper, and you put it on that way. But you have to remember, don't keep touching it. See, I'm pulling stuff out of there, and that could have been a brush hair or one of my hairs for all I know. But anyways, once you put that on there, you have to leave it alone. Oh, my big boy just came in the room. What are you doing, Leo? You have to remember to stop touching it. Now, see, I put a knot in this, my hanger here, and I just turn it around and I put the glue on it, and I put that hanger on there, not even looking to see if it was where it was supposed to be, so I put it all sideways. I'm like, what the heck am I doing? But anyways, I don't know why I put the knot in it, just to put the knot on the back. Maybe it came out uneven or something, but I don't remember why I would have put the knot on the back. But anyways, then I'm going to, after the Mod Podge dries, I'm going to, it looked kind of yellow there, but it doesn't look that way. Yeah, thank you for watching. Yeah, I'm going to cut through the lines there to make it look shiplapped through the deer. I really love that look when you have a picture and you can see the wood lines, the shiplap lines on it. This was a lot of talking already. I've been through 30 minutes of talking. You're probably sick of hearing me. I will have some background music, but I feel like I have to talk the whole time. Maybe I don't. Excuse me while I take a drink. So, I absolutely love the shiplap look. I'm going to fill my whole house with it because I've got all of my saws. The only thing I would need right now would be a table saw, but I don't feel that there. I'm trying to show you the lines are horizontal and that I cut through there. So, and there he is, and he was very simple, and a big thanks to Design to the Nines for the free printable. Okay, so here's my puffy paint Santa. Now, this, it's a simple craft. It really is. But I picked up, see, I did this one, and he was really done with puffy paint, actual puffy paint. I was in the Dollar Tree, and I saw this right here. Fabric paint, and I thought, see, now this, the red, when I use the red, it is very red, but on here it looks like a dull orangish color, and it's not. It's a very vibrant easy for me to say, very vibrant red. But anyways, I bought that fabric paint wondering if it was going to be puffy, and it is. It did turn out puffy, so I thought, what the heck, I might as well, it's $1. Go buy puffy paint at Walmart. Sorry, you can hear my dog. He's stretching out here where if I move, I would have to step on him. But his nails on the carpet, you could hear that there. And he'll probably be snoring here in a moment. He has sinuses. His sinuses are so bad. But anyways, I thought for $1, I can get this paint here instead of paying, I think it was $4 or $5 I had to pay for an actual puffy paint. So here I have it's beige and white, or brown and white, that I made when I painted, the Dutch boy and girl statues. I painted some of those last year, I'm going to say. Is it in 2020? Or was it in 2019? I did them in 2019. And we actually found an original. They were old, and my son gave them to me. And I painted them up, but someone had stolen my mother-in-law's ones that she had. So I said, well, we'll find another set and we'll give her those. Or actually, we bought a set and decided to go ahead and give her the ones that, the antique ones or the old ones. And it turned out the ones that we bought were just crappy. But anyways, I'm drawing on Santa's face. I just drew a couple of circles there for his cheeks. And I'm going to mix a little bit of red with the beige to make him a little more, reddish looking, because he's out in the cold and his cheeks are red. And I gave him a little red nose for the same reason. He's be out in the cold. As far as his mouth goes, I'm not sure on this one if I actually drew him a circle for a mouth, and then you do the puffy paint to make, like a mustache coming down. I know it's hard to see because it's see-through. It's clear. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna mix a little bit of this red, and like I said, this is really red. I don't know why in the world it always looks bad on this camera. It always looks dull. It makes me wonder what else does. What else, it does. Because I painted, this is flag red. I um, actually put that in there from an apple barrel, um, little squirt bottle, whatever you call, of flag red. And because I like that container so much better than I do the squirt bottles, because I can shake it up, take the lid off of it, and then I can use the lid instead of having to dump some out on something else. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm just making his cheeks a little rosier, and it looks goofy at first, but it turns out looking alright. Kind of looks like earmuffs there. But anyway, if you're gonna use puffy paint, or like I'm using the fabric paint, it has a really long cure time or dry time. So you're gonna invest at least 24 hours into it. It's not gonna be done like most apple barrel paints. In 20 minutes you're fully dry. So anyway, here's what happened. I made the puffy paint Santa, one of them, and I used actual puffy paint, and it turned out really well. No, I didn't draw them out fine, but it worked out really well, and this paint seemed to be working out really well. And I got his beard all done, and you'll see me here. I'll be poking around like that, because all I'm doing is I put a line of it on there, and then I'm poking it around to make it look like he's got curly hair or whatever. So I move it around like this, and I do it a lot, and I get to the end where I like what I'm seeing, and I hang him up, and he dropped right onto his beard. So I did it again, and I went through and I repuffed him, and I'll be darned if I didn't. Let's see, I hung him up, and I hung him up, and when I went to get something, I had him hanging on a firm piece of wire. Not wire. It's like a steel stake on those little garden stakes that you buy. It's just one piece of it, because I cut the top of it off. But anyways, I had him hanging up there. I had a piece of tape on the end of that so he wouldn't slide off. And I go up there to get something, and I'll be darned if I didn't grab him right by the beard. So it was all over my hand. And I'm like, this little dude doesn't have a chance. So I repuffed him the best I could, but he was partially dried at that point. So I need to redo one just to see how good that puffy paint is, because it might have turned out a lot puffier, or fabric paint, whatever. It might have turned out a lot better had I not dropped him and then grabbed him. But I couldn't believe that I did it once, let alone twice. So all I'm doing is just kind of evening things out, making sure that he's even, that his he's puffy all over. But yeah, I really need to redo it to see just how good that puffy paint is. But this is a real easy ornament to do. I mean, you just have to be, I guess you got to be patient. You sit there and puff him along there. Could have done a little red around a circle for his mouth, I guess, maybe. But yeah, I'm not sure. My dog's not snoring really bad right now. It's kind of surprising. So see, I'm showing you the one that I'm going by, which was one that I made before this, and he had turned out really cute. And I just use felt and um, a dingle ball. What do you call them? On the end for his hat. I think I used my last one too. I need to buy more white. I don't know why I can't think of the name of the little ball on the end of his hat. If you've watched this video and you've gotten this far, leave me a comment and tell me what you call that little ball on the end of his hat. I cannot think of it for the life of me. I'm having one of those weeks. Yesterday I sat there and something that I knew the answer to and I couldn't think, and then there was an actor or an actress that I was trying to think of the name of, and very popular person, and it took me an hour before I finally got the name, and I can't remember it now. I don't know why. Normally I have a really good memory, but it's just been one of those weeks where things just pop out and they don't pop back in. So anyway, there's Mr. Santa Claus. I think he's turning out really cute. Once you get the beard on him, then he doesn't look so strange. Before you put the beard on him, he looks like he has earmuffs on. But once you put the beard on him, then he looks pretty good. Okay, so it was about 3 days later, before I took him down. Like I said, I had to repuff him twice, repaint his beard. So anyways, this is not the funnest part of these ornaments when you're wrapping something around the head trying to make it fit. I'm always worried that I'm going to screw it up and I'm not going to have red. Well, when you're doing a video, if I screw it up and I don't have red felt here, just for myself, I can just wait until I buy more red. But when I'm doing a video, you don't want to mess it up. You want to do it perfect, and you want to do it right the first time. So, when I do this, it may look a little awkward because it feels awkward sometimes. Sometimes I just feel like a failure. I guess that would be a good way to sum up my existence. I feel like, I failed at life in general. I made a lot of mistakes in my life, and I know that you can say everybody makes mistakes, and I'm not the only one, but it doesn't help knowing that. It doesn't help me to know that I'm not the only person that ever became an addict, that ever was an alcoholic, or that let their kids down. I clawed my way back from addiction. I crawled, clawed, I scraped, I hurt myself to get clean. I mean, there was nothing that I wouldn't do for my kids, and getting clean was the hardest thing that I'd ever had to do. But I wanted to be good for my kids, and I feel like at first my reward was that my kids were so happy. My kids were healthy and happy, and then Rodney passed away in 2011, and I felt like I just got smacked in the face, like, this is what you get, and it was about probably 5 years, 6 years, till I started to feel a little bit better. And you never get over the loss of a child. You wake up every day and you remember right away, you remember it. But I got to where I started to feel like I could Um, stand up again. Maybe I could smile again. Um, you know, and then boom, I got hit with another child loss. And now I know it's personal. You know, something about this life. This life wasn't made for me. So, anyways, I take the hat, and since the felt is difficult to work with. It's thick and it doesn't want to turn like that scarf. That scarf was real soft. The scarf I used for the gnome, but the felt is tough. So I fold it over because it just doesn't look right. Um, Standing straight up to a point. So I fold it over and I glue it down like that. Then I put the little fuzzy ball on it. Um, you know, like that, like I'm showing you. And I tried to get rid of that little point on the side there and just make it look more natural, like an actual hat would. So anyway, um, yeah, that little fuzz ball. If you remember what the name of that thing is, let me know in the comments because I cannot remember for the life of me what you call those. But anyway, if you've watched this whole video, you are awesome and I appreciate you so much. I hope you consider clicking the like and subscribe buttons. Um, like I said earlier on, I like and subscribe almost everybody I watch, unless it's really something stupid. Um, but it doesn't hurt. It actually helps the people that you're clicking like on. So I am going to make him a fuzzy for his hat, and I just decided to go with the felt since well, it's this part, it's stiff and it made it easier to work with, but doing the actual hat part, the stiffness was more difficult. So this was okay. This was better to work with since it was stiff. Plus the other stuff that I guess that was a floor mop that I showed there. That stuff breaks into a billion pieces. As soon as you cut into it, you have it everywhere. And you go to use it, you never know which part's going to fall out. So you have to cut it at a certain spot in order to get it. And it's just really difficult to work with. I probably won't work with that, much. I've seen people using it on gnome beards and stuff. But I just don't like it. I don't like the way that it worked. I used it on some nutcracker ornaments. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Sorry for rambling on the whole hour that I had to I had to talk. But sorry about getting into that with my kids and stuff, but it is what it is. I am who I am today because of who I was then. If I hadn't gone down the path of addiction, who knows? Who knows where I'd be today? If I hadn't got clean, I probably wouldn't be here. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Child loss makes you not appreciate your life anymore. You don't appreciate anything. You just want to die. You want to be with your kids. And, it's nothing personal to everybody else that's here. It's just that now you have these holes in your heart that will never, ever be better. So, I have to pinch that and then glue that up there a little bit higher to get him to get his face to stay straight when you hold it up. So, that's what I was doing there. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. Oh, his hat's too poofy, so I'm just going to glue it down a little bit there. I'm still done. I promise. It's still over. I just thought he was too bulky.